for this title. And he's got to go to Middlesbrough and get something. And I'll tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Yes, everybody, welcome to another edition of The Warm Down today. Delighted to be joined by Mick Ferry. How are you doing, mate?
I'm alright, I'm good, mate, yeah.
Mick was the first guest in our new studio, and yeah, it's changed a little bit, hasn't it?
A little bit. We were just sat on a sofa and you did it on your iPhone.
Yep.
Look at it now.
Different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah, somebody's been to Cash Generator.
We are brought to you by BetBull. If you want to check out some of those links and offers that we've got for sign-ups, then check out in the description. So, Mick, what is going on? As a United fan at the moment, we've had a bit of one of them seasons, haven't we?
It's been a strange one. It's got better lately. You can't argue with that. I just wanted to settle down because we just seemed the last few years we've turned into a bit of a joke club, I think, with some of the management and some of the issues surrounding it, and I don't like it. It's not nice. Quite rightly having the piss taken out of us by other fans.
Yeah, and even Arsenal fans who hilariously think they can take the piss out of anybody.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But when you analyse the decision-making process that's gone through all of our appointments, you can make very strong arguments for them being a good choice at the time. In hindsight, they were shocking, but at the time you go, well,
at the time, right, there's something clearly wrong at the club with Moyes in charge because he was allowed to get rid of the backroom staff. We all know that was the big mistake. He should have been guided better, I think. He should have been guided better. Van Gaal, yeah, again, another one. I mean, I think football had moved on since he was last great coach at a club. You know, he'd already been managing a country, and it was quite clear that it was not right in the head. I mean, he wrote an essay. He wrote an essay in every game. I mean, it was. I heard that he used to write down mistakes what players made and then show them in training. The couple of days later, I wrote that. Yeah, exactly. What you're doing? I think it was Fergie once said. Fergie got asked about writing things down. He said, if it's not good enough to remember, it's not worth writing down. You know.
He was alright.
Yeah, he was alright. He did alright. And then Mourinho, yeah, he looked like. I never wanted him there. You know that we've discussed this. I never wanted him at the club. And then this year he lost his football wife in Rui Faria. First time ever he'd not done a coaching job without his footballing wife. So if he was walking away from him, that should have been a warning sign to the club.
The last game of last season, Jesse took us in his box for the last game of last season, and me and Dave was standing at the players' entrance exit at the end of the game, and Faria didn't walk out of the entrance. Everyone just walked straight out towards the car and the coaches and stuff. Yeah. Faria, hood up, and snaked out round the side, and I was like, where the fuck's he going?
Really?
Really weird.
It tells you everything. So if he's walking away from him, I went to the club then, the board should have gone, hang on a minute.
Oh man, pre-season. If you cast your mind back to pre-season, we've had a load of players go quite far and be quite successful in the World Cup. And instead of saying, do you know what, Paul Pogba, congratulations on winning the World Cup. You have a couple of weeks off, come back and we'll smash it. It was like, I ain't got any players, and the ones I've got are shit.
The ones he signed was shit. What a message to send to... I think Lindelöf, I knew Lindelöf was going to be a good centre-half. I'd seen him playing for Sweden, particularly if you ever saw the World Cup qualifying game where Italy against Italy, where Sweden were hanging on for their lives in Italy, but Lindelöf was just immense. He was quite.
I didn't think he was going to be that defensively. On the ball, I thought he was good.
Oh yeah, but he reads the game. Imagine being signed by a manager, then the manager telling you that you're shit. He needs a better centre half than you, the one he signs.
Well, not just that. He signed both the centre halves, and he's like, I need a centre half. The confidence that he must have just eroded out of that team.
Yeah. Going to war in public with players and it's something I've never liked. I mean, you don't do that.
Well, on that, Ollie's like seemingly the nicest guy in the world. It looks like. There's no way that he's not tore a strip off somebody.
Oh, I reckon he has. Yeah, I reckon.
But it's a game he plays, surely, because everything's
must be
perfect when he speaks to the camera. I've got the best players ever. Yeah. But he's also given a list of the players that he wants shut off. So. Yeah. What's going on doesn't quite match up.
I reckon it's a little bit more sinister than that. I think him and Mick Ferry put on balaclavas, go round to your house at night if you've had a bad game, just break in, sit on the edge of the bed,
Just drag you out.
just wake you up and go, shh.
Just touch you with the bottom of a bat.
Yeah. That's all.
Don't have to say anything, then just leave.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Yeah, and then training the day after.
He's called the babyface assassin.
Exactly,
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Mick Ferry getting the car ready outside.
I
you know what? That would really work. It'd be horrible, but if he just showed you video footage of your house at night time, and you go,
You asleep.
Yeah, you asleep. You go, fucking hell, Ollie.
He's like, stop. Anyway, we're gonna stop giving it away. Yeah, I think there is definitely a harder edge to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that we're not quite seeing just yet. I don't think you get to be the
it would have
winner.
been. Well, you don't. You also don't get to be. Don't forget, he took over the reserves at United as well, and that, because of the nature of the club and the way squads are now, you can't be a soft touch looking after academies or reserves or under 21s, because they're the next players going through. So you've got to keep whatever the club discipline is at the time.
People also really play down what he did with Mulder. There was a team that had never won the league.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Taking over a team that's not won the league, when you've got behemoths in there as well, that are Champions League every single season, you're like, anyway, check this out, bam.
Yeah. He's saying all the right things to the camera and the press, and I don't think he'll ever criticise a player in
Or the club.
Or no, never, definitely. But I think there's an edge to him. Well, it'd be interesting though. They've given. I thought it was a bit of a strange time to announce it. I thought that
It was a great time to announce it.
I'd have waited till the end of the season.
I feel some sort of loyalty to Mulder to allow them to move on. Do you know what I mean? And not hanging on, waiting for, is Ollie coming back?
Well, yeah, because you're making it sound like one of them team movies now where they go, look, good relationship, but I need to explore things myself. And it's like 500 days of summer. Yeah, am I going to get back off with her? No, you're not.
Yeah, I think we needed to have a proper breakup with Mulder, so he could move on with us. And I also think that with players looking to sign deals, with us trying to attract players in the summer, I just think any sort of question marks over who's going to be in charge isn't good for us.
Well, then what about this thing when they're talking about having a director of football, which I think we need? My perfect summer would be, regardless of transfers, but my perfect summer would be if Rennie Mullenstein came back onto the coaching staff and Carlos Queiroz.
I've got his number, should we text him?
Yeah, and Carlos Queiroz as director of football.
That's not a bad shout.
That'd be a great shout.
Even if it's not particularly those two. I mean, Rennie I do like Rennie. But if it was a director of football that was just someone that's Paul Mitchell seems to be emerging as someone that gets his name slung around.
I mean, I love Peter Schmeichel, but I can't. What contacts has he got in Europe? I mean, And
people keep saying Eric. I mean, I would give Eric a job doing anything. I would get him working on a burger stand or anything.
Well, of course you would, but Eric, you couldn't trust him. He'd put you in touch with a player because he saw him playing on the beach while holding an ice cream. And he'd say, well, he looks good in a scarf. That's what he'd say, you know what I mean?
But with Eric, though, I do think that United could use... I mean, imagine these three. It'd be a crazy little sitcom if the three of them was together, but can you imagine these three knocking on your door and saying, come and sign for United? Evra, Beckham, Cantona.
Yeah.
Just them, just like Real Madrid used to send Zidane out to just go and woo.
I'd send Pat out, yeah. He'd take, because he'd take you out at a good time, and he'd film a little dance, and before you know it, you've signed, and you go, how's this happened?
Or Beckham, who's going to turn Beckham down? He starts doing one too many buttons, you're like, I'm signing.
Yeah, true, but he's not going to do it, he's got his own football, he's got a franchise now.
That's a very good point.
Football franchise.
I was interested that they waited until all that was totally official before they let him jump on at Salford.
Yeah, I've got opinions about Salford that...
Oh, really?
I think it's a bit of a vanity project, but...
Go on then, let's have a look.
I'm not, no, it's not.
I'm keeping it
I'm keeping it under my hat. I'm not, yeah. I sort of agree with a few of the opinions of a few fans of teams in that league, that level,
I can understand the frustrations of fans when they've just... Peter Lim's a Champions League owner. A team in the Champions League he owns as well as a team in the Northern
Conference.
Exactly,
yeah.
The way they've just absolutely blitzed up the leagues and the money they've poured into it. On one hand I go, it's great for Salford.
Yeah.
But I can understand the frustrations of everyone else that's struggling to survive. And
you know what? If the long-term plan, which because if it benefited local football, if the long-term plan is they do maybe get up to League One within a couple of years.
To be honest, they could be in there in 2 years.
Yeah, exactly, which they could be. But if they do get up there, and then if that's used, then if they use it as sort of like an unofficial academy for players from United and maybe from City and so on, and then
Nicky Butt, director of Man United's academy. At what point is there a conflict of interest?
Well,
in
that's
being
what I
an
mean.
owner?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if that is the initial plan of it, you think, all right, because we've been doing stuff like that in Spain and Germany for years. You know, officially and unofficially, you know, having teams that help out the bigger clubs might be a good thing, but you have to be. I don't know, you'd have to be pretty pissed off now if you're a Wrexham fan. You've been in the league, you've been out of the league now for a few years, and they've got a chance of promotion, and they're up against this outfit that's got already more money than they have.
Stockport and stuff.
Stockport, exactly, yeah. You know, so the most popular pub quiz question.
Oh, go on.
What's the closest ground to the River Mersey? Stockport County, yeah.
People forget the River Mersey originates.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it called? West Manchester? South West Manchester?
Yeah, Cheshire.
Right, so we have got next week, I don't even know how we're still in the hat, but we've got Barcelona. How bad a bumming are we about to get?
I think we're going to get dicked, aren't we? I think. Well, no. Do you know what? Right, so the first leg's at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that if we're clinging on for a 0-0. I'd like to go over there with having not conceded anyway. I don't matter if we don't score. Because I'd rather be over there because
we're in the hat still.
We're in the hat still, and you've got a chance, and you get an early goal like you do against PSG, and all of a sudden, you know, the reflection of the game changes and so on.
Big time.
Yeah, so.
But 0-0 against Barcelona was a big ask. I'm just going to tap back his tiger with my hands.
They're great, but it's like Messi's just come on fire at the right time of the season. He's just started again, but. Yeah, I've seen a couple of games lately. Yeah, I worry. I don't think we've got. I think this is tactically now. We'll see what Ollie and Mickey Phelan have got, what they've got about them, because this is not. We can't play like for like against them or try and even think about certain attacking styles. We've got to.
No, we've got a 150% play on the counter.
Definitely.
And we've got to have our best defensive performance ever.
But also that's for midfield and
you see the
there's some big decisions to be made in midfield. In fact, I'd play Pogba, but I wouldn't even play him in the centre midfield. I'd play him more or less as a forward. That's where I'd have him.
Have him putting the final ball.
I'd just because he'd be too much for me, too much of a liability. In that he's brilliant. He's brilliant breaking lines, getting the ball forward. But you get caught out. If he gets caught out deep against Barcelona, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble.
Did you see the Leon defender getting put on his arse by Messi? He dummied a shot.
Yeah.
You just copy and paste Chris Smalling into there for me. He's going to get put on his arse 15 times against Messi, isn't he?
He defends like he's swimming, Chris Smalling. His arms are all over everybody. And
he's finished when VAR comes in. his career's over when VAR comes in.
He's going to have to do so. This is. I mean, you probably just remembering, but I remember. I used to watch Maldini years ago, one of the best defenders I've ever seen, and there'd be certain times in the penalty area he just instinctively used to put his own arms behind his own back when he was jockeying a player out of position or if they were going for a cross. It was just something he did.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a different level.
I mean, I'm not that young, but like, there's a lot of younger people think he's a centre half because he moved inside in the latter stage of his career.
Yeah.
But best left back the world's ever seen.
Best, yeah.
Probably.
So Italy had some of the best defenders I've ever seen, like Franco Baresi, one of the best, for a small guy as well, just stunning. But his game was about reading the game. And
that Milan team, the 88-89 Milan team, the one that was the last ones to win it back-to-back before Madrid did it.
Yeah.
Load of Italians, I think Ancelotti was actually one of them.
That's right.
And then 3 Dutchans.
The Dutch guys, yeah.
So it had a little bit of a flair to it.
They were beasts. They were a powerful team.
Gullit, Rijkaard and Van Basten.
Yeah.
That was a team.
That when they beat Barcelona in that final, when they talk about because, I mean, I think Capello said that Johan Cruyff would give the team talk for him. He said that they were dinosaurs and didn't play football the right way. And
well, 2 opposing styles. When Sachi was all about denying the space, I bet Mourinho had posters of him on his wall with. There was, I think the rule was no more than 25 metres from the centre half to the centre forward. So if you move forward, the whole team moves forward and stays compact. If you sit deep, we all sit deep.
Yeah.
And then we move around the pitch as a unit. Like when you read some of the stuff that Sachi had ideas about the way football should be played, you can see a lot of traits in what Jose was trying to do in certain
You can,
areas.
but also as well what Big Sam was trying to do. Seriously, these are similar things I've heard that Sam Allardyce has, he's got similar rules about that, about distance between your midfield and your defence and so on. And
You don't think of it now because you don't look at Sam Allardyce and think innovator.
but it bloody was.
Yeah,
he was.
He really was.
I mean, when he was at Bolton, he brought these old players over to the Premier League and give them, like, for the last couple of years, a new lease of life. And
you wouldn't have thought someone like JJ Okocha would thrive under someone like Sam Allardyce, but he looks
well, they
incredible,
did. Yeah, they were all incredible. They all did well, and but that in it. I hate saying it because he does seem like a dinosaur, but he was into the ice baths before anybody else
he was a sports science advocate, really, ahead of a lot of people.
Well, a friend of mine, Cal Spain, who's an Irish comic, he's from Limerick, and he had a job for a few years of following them around the national team for RTE and interviewing them, Cal. But he was a Limerick fan, and they'd been woeful for years, and Sam Allardyce in his first year did like the double, League and Cup double. And one of his mates, Cal, he said was playing for Limerick. He said, "What did he do different? Why did it turn around?" He said, "He just basically told us what to do." He said it sounds strange, but we'd never been told what to do properly. Like, your job as a right back is to get forward, but also to get back. And if you're playing out wide with him, you've got to then cover for him when he gets. He said it's as simple as that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I had Alex Stepney in, which is always a treat. Speak to any of them old boys, something like that. That guy played with George Best, and Bobby Charlton, and
Yeah, you
Dennis
think
Law.
about what, yeah.
And I asked him for
I refused to shake Eusebio's hand after that save. Have you ever asked him why he refused to shake his hand?
He said he was too busy getting the ball at the pitch. Ever the professional. And I said, Eusebio was the equivalent of Cristiano Ronaldo now. He was the Ballon d'Or winner, he was the top scorer in world football.
It was unbelievable.
And he's this monster of football.
Yeah.
And I said, what was the team talk? Talk to me through some of the tactics that Sir Matt gave. This is football taught by Matt Busby. So what did he teach?
Yeah.
And he goes, 2 times he remembers a team talk. One, in the tunnel at Wembley before they went out. And he went, "Nobby, you're marking Eusebio." And I was like, well, hang on, that was it. You didn't work on that all week in training. And he was like, "Oh, I was in the tunnel." I was like, Jesus. And then the other time he goes, "We're losing." I can't remember what score they was losing. 2-0 or something like that in the Bernabeu in a European Cup semi-final. And he says he sat there. He sparked up a cig, he sat there and smoked it, and then started laughing and went, "You're all good players. Go play football."
Right.
And you're like, just completely changed. Everyone's panicking, look to him for a bit of what are we going to do, boss? He's just sitting there smoking, chilling.
Yeah. There's that game though, isn't there, in '65, which apparently when George Best ran riot against Benfica, yeah. And we were 3-0 up in 25 minutes, and Busby had actually told him to keep it tight for the first 25 minutes.
So don't listen to him anyway.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right, Barcelona, 1984. This is a almost mythical sort of game.
Set
the scene, man. Maradona, he was alright.
Well, yeah, he was alright. He wasn't. We knew he was a good player at the time, but he wasn't the superstar he was to become.
That was 2 years later.
2 years later, that's when he cemented his place. That's when you went, and it's still the best goal I've ever seen. That goal against England, I hate him for it.
And the one he dribbled was good as well.
Yeah, it was great as well. Yeah. That handball one, Peter Shilton should have cleaned him out. Honestly, I don't.
How'd you get beaten there by a midget?
Exactly, by that. Yeah, he should have cleaned him out. You imagine Schmeichel had taken him out. Yeah, anyway, never mind. But that night, so we were 2-0 down, and we'd listened to the tie that one before on the radio. There's no highlights, we didn't see it, we just listened on the radio, and we played well over there. I mean, really, really well. And it was Barcelona, and it's a big tie, it's quarter-final, you're at home, you're all right, you're 2-0 down. We knew, I went down with my dad then, so I was 15, and I met him after work. He'd finished work, I'd gone from school, met him down there, and we knew it was going to be full. I'd experienced this at United before. The capacity was 58,000. But you said your old man was there as well. There was at least 25,000 more people in there that night. It was insane.
Someone had a go at me for not being there. Someone had a go at me once for not being there. Like, you wasn't even at Barcelona '84. Yeah, I was getting 9-month-old. You dickhead.
Yeah, exactly. Really? Did somebody say that? Well, that's something somebody could say.
Johnny come lately. Wasn't even at Barcelona '84. Wasn't even one.
That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. And like it's been said, I mean, the goals were, I mean, my hero, my all-time favourite United player of all time, Brian Robson, that night, 2 goals. what a fucking play, what a performance that night. I mean,
that was a leader, wasn't it?
Oh fucking hell, he dragged it. It was him that night. He dragged United.
I interviewed him and said, like, if we had to compare you to someone in the modern day, who would it be? And he said Steven Gerrard, and I was like, oh fuck, he's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the closest. You know what? That's. And I hated saying that. I said that to some friends of mine, Liverpool fans, about Gerrard. I said the biggest compliment I can give him. It reminds me of Brian Robson.
But he did manage to win a title.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
To win a title.
He did manage to win a title, but he was immense that night. And do you know what? I for years and years and years and years, I thought, and I only got put right on this a couple of years ago. In my head, I remember that night. I had a vision that Paul McGrath played at the back. Right? He didn't play that night. And I'm pretty sure because somebody told me because I think Kevin Moran. Who did we have? So I think Kevin Moran played. Gary Bailey, Frank Stapleton up front. Wilkins played. Whiteside played.
Hang on, just pause there. I'm going to get the actual team
right.
and see how many you actually get off the top of your head.
All right.
Where are we?
We got it.
21st of March, 1984.
Right. Okay. So Gary Bailey.
Yep.
Arthur Albiston.
Yep.
Kevin Moran.
Yep.
I think Hogg played.
Correct.
Not Jimmy Nicholl. He wouldn't stop. He won't been playing then. Hang on a second. Right. So then in midfield we had Whiteside.
Yep.
Wilkins.
Yep.
Robson.
Yep.
Moses.
Yep. 3 to go.
Stapleton.
Correct.
You're gonna have to put me out of my misery.
Mark Hughes came off the bench.
Mark Hughes could come off the yeah.
Mike Duxbury.
Oh, Mike Duxbury. So he played it right back that night then, Mickey Duxbury.
It doesn't say, just as
Right, yeah.
Muren.
Alan Muren. Bloody hell. Oh, I forgot about. Oh, right. He was a good player. It was a little bit delicate. It was a bit delicate, but he was a fantastic player.
Does it have when we scored? Doesn't have the times of the goals, but we scored early, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we scored early, and then and I think we got the second just before. I think it was just before half time.
Did you talk me through that game then? So we got to score 3 minimum because if they get 1, I mean the tie's over. We've got to score 4.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going into it thinking 3 goals. Do you believe in 3 goals?
I don't know. We were playing Barcelona, who were a big European team at the time, but you also remember they weren't a Real Madrid. They didn't have just quite the stature of Real Madrid then, even though they were a big side. But they didn't have the stature of Real Madrid then. They not even won a European Cup at that point. I don't think Barcelona in '84.
Was it '91 they won the first time?
I think it was. Yeah. So. Yeah, it was '92. Wembley, wasn't it? Yeah, Wembley with Ronald Koeman. Ronald Koeman's team. Well, he was captain of the I think he was captain.
Yeah, because when we beat them in '91, they was already in the Champions League European Cup for the following year.
That's right. So well, we had weird moments like we'd had a full capacity. I remember for a Milk Cup semi-final, second leg against Arsenal, where it was brands like that. We turned up. I don't think we turned up. Obviously, you want to make a game of it. It's like and you're back into it. But I think because we played so well in the first leg and we were so unlucky to be 2-0 behind, I think there was I think even my dad, who's like the most cynical of fans, you know what I mean? He's always been one of these where we could be leading a tie 5-0 and you get to second leg and you think, if anybody's going to blow it, so it's going to. You know what I mean? He's always had that. But I think I remember my dad even that night was like, no, I think we can turn this around. We can, I think we were hoping like we'd get extra time or something like that. Just the noise that night, the atmosphere was insane. It was non-stop. It was pure aggression aimed as well at Barcelona players. I mean, the type of thing you see in Europe. We weren't booing them, but we were letting them know when they picked up the ball that they. I think they shit out of it, Barcelona that night. The second half, I mean, Maradona was kept quiet. I can't remember him doing anything.
Remy Moses just on him all over.
I can't remember them producing much of a threat that night, and I don't like to say about professional teams, but I think the entire thing got to Barcelona that night because they didn't have any fans there with them. Nobody went with them. They had no support, and United were just all over.
They're not bringing many next week, actually. I believe they've took half the allocation PSG took. Weird that.
Why is
It's
it?
just not in their culture to travel.
Maybe. Is it the prices that put them off? Because we're not Arsenal. We don't rip them off, do we? We're not.
I think we've put our prices up because they've. Oh, have they? I think we have actually. 'Cause I think they're charging an astronomical amount. So United.
Oh, are they?
Cool. And we charge it and subsidise our away fans a little bit with it.
Right. Okay. Oh, right. I didn't know that was happening. So, yeah, PSG fans made some noise and some damage as well.
I don't understand how I can't get a lid on my Coke, right? And opposition fans are getting. I mean, I love pyro. I think it looks fantastic. I would love it if the club was like, outwardly, that's illegal. You're not allowed to take it. We'll pay the fine. Just fucking throw it in a mixer. Like, I'd love it if the club did that. Under the table, like get all them in because it looks phenomenal. Doesn't it? And every away team we've had from Europe this year has brought in pyro, and it always looks great. And PSG look fantastic, and you just think.
Well, they've been ripping seats up as well. It caused a bit of damage and a bit of trouble in town. Since when did Paris Saint-Germain have these fans like that? What was it? This. I mean, to me, they're a Mickey Mouse club anyway. They are the fake club. With money.
Did you see the scenes from Schalke when they were playing City here the other week?
Yeah.
Just filling the street. It was here.
Yeah, that's right. Down in the northern quarter. Yeah.
It was out here. It was one of the companies above us that filmed it. And I was like, just scrolling through. I'd had the day off that day with them playing. I was like, I'm not bothering. And I was just scrolling through and I was like, oh, Canal, that's my street.
Yeah, well, I remember the second leg of the Champions League semi-final against Schalke a few years ago, and they were doing aeroplane impressions in the crowd, the fans. Yeah, they weren't that nice. They were dickheads like that, actually.
I do like a bit of Bundesliga though. I went over to Leipzig, which is another so-called plastic club.
A Red Bull club, isn't it? Yeah.
But to give them something back at least, they had a team for a long time, and then they took away the license of that team. So it's a big city. It's a big industrial, like Eastern German city that didn't have a football club. So putting another football club back there, it's not as plastic as.
No, I sort of agree with you. And also, as well, what we're doing with academy. I mean, our academy players from clubs, get them over there. If they want to go to, if they're 18, I have no qualms about them having the last few years of their education in German football, because that's fantastic.
And even from a football culture.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say what you like about the Germans getting together in groups and
all
that lot, but like they do make a racket and they have it proper. And on their version of Soccer Saturday, instead of Jeff Stelling and all them idiots just screaming because no one's showing it, we was a late kickoff for the Leipzig game. I think it was a 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock kickoff. But those 3 o'clock kickoffs or whatever, I think it might have been 2:30 or something. Those all them kickoffs, Soccer Saturday, when there's a goal, goes to the game and shows you the goal.
Right.
So the pubs pre-match were absolutely hammered, and everyone's on the Steiners and getting in the mix, and they're showing all of the games, like all 10 or 9 fixtures from them games, and all of the goals from them, or near misses and stuff. It was fucking brilliant.
Excellent. That's it. Yeah, but the stadiums are full because they're not charging a fortune for tickets. They respect the fans. You get treated like an adult. You're allowed to have a drink. You're
50 plus 1, innit? 50% of each share is plus 1. So the ruling is with the fans at all times.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a model. I think probably. I think we're reaching a worrying point. I think in English football with money at the top level and the rest of the game. And this is why in Europe these rumours of like European Super Leagues and all this will, that happens. I think that's the end. For me, that's.
Have we not already got it with the Champions League?
Well, I think we have, but they're talking about making like a. Have you heard about the World
Promotion
Cup?
relegation.
Yeah. Have you also heard about the World League now? They're going to World Cup, World Club
Like
format.
a World Champions League.
Yeah.
On one hand, that'd be wicked.
But it's going to disrupt everybody every season.
Well, I think vote for me for UEFA and FIFA president, and I'll make some changes to the game. One change I'd like to see: all internationals can fuck off. We'll finish the season in early April.
Yeah.
And
we're in a block. Yeah.
So every summer, you've got international football time.
The mid-season break does my head in, right? And the best way to describe it is you're in the middle of having the best sex with your wife, and halfway through she asks you to go and check you've locked the back door. And that's it. You just never get the excitement back then, and it's not the same.
Exactly
you get back into the bedroom. It's terrible. I hate it. It's boring. It's boring. The international break is absolutely boring.
But you would get into it. When it's like the World Cup.
You're exactly right. If they had that block, that month, you're exactly right. It's a great way of doing it. You know, that's when they should be played, yeah.
Now, on the negative side of things, I go, more players wouldn't, like the spreader caps wouldn't go as wide because you're going to be like, if you're not fit for that time,
you're limited for that,
you're only going to play for your country at that time.
Yeah.
Maybe they have the occasional training session or some shit like that, but fuck all of them fixtures off because there's one in September and you're like, hang on, we've had 2 weeks of the season, you're picking international teams. It's meant to be on form. That's a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
You have one the following month, which just as your season starts to get just pauses it a little. Then you have a bit of a break when the Champions League gets proper interesting and you go all the way through and you start absolutely tearing it up then and having a real good getting deep in all the competitions, the FA Cup, the League Cup finishes, everything gets a real good bit of momentum. There's a fucking international break.
Yeah.
And then there's another international break, and the one last week to start of the Nations League, or the, what's it called?
Well, the European, which I get, I'm still trying to figure out the Nations League thing, but I'm so glad we're in the semi-finals. I mean, he's had an interest to it.
It's like the Toto Cup, innit? Everyone can win it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, hang on, we're Nations League winners.
Yeah, yeah.
We're also Nations League winners.
Yeah. I think a friend of mine described it as a Johnson Paint Trophy of international football. But,
probably bang on.
But when you look at the semi-finals, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a great lineup on it.
Well, that was the whole game of it. Was that you're going to be playing teams that are in and around your ranking.
Yeah,
so every game's competitive. I think even like Liechtenstein have won.
Yeah, but I think it's done. I think it's done as a world of good. England, because that group was a tough group, and the way they got out of it and got through to it is fantastic.
Netherlands and Holland is right where we are really.
Probably, yeah. Well, the Dutch football's having a little bit of a revival at the minute, which has been in the doldrums for a while. Scottish football's going through a bit of a revival as well at the minute. You know, I mean, England had 2 great results, but until we've played somebody like Kazakhstan, we can't judge ourselves, I don't think, you know, how good we are.
Can you imagine? Oh, God. That's bad, that, isn't it? Getting dicked off Kazakhstan to that level. I mean, I bet Joel and Nick, they always do.
Borat. I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen picked a country, the most ridiculous country he could find for his character, Borat, and then, yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
I'm not going to tell the Mickey out because Scotland produced so many great players, but God, you imagine being in Scotland for, but you must. What's happened?
I don't even know where you start. I'd love to see Scotland go, fuck it, right? The top leagues, it is what it is. Let's implement some sort of real hardcore, you've got to grow your own policy, and you will start to see better players come through.
Well, yeah, but also as well, I think this shows. Also, the English, all FAs, they are run by, let's be honest, old farts, old schoolboy ties, who've fucking no knowledge of football as far as I'm concerned. They've not played.
But Graham Taylor's just stepped aside, hasn't he?
Yeah.
30 years in that gig.
Yeah.
Well, at least, I know it's because that was when the report came out after Hillsborough, but I don't know how long he was in the job before that.
Well, yeah, he probably took over a time when players were only on a couple £100 a week, and lucky they got some sick pay, you know, they broke a leg in a game, you know, and then he's had to go from that.
I think someone did a comparison, how much he's been paid in salary versus how much they pay out every year.
Yeah.
And it's just embarrassing.
Right, yeah. Well, this is, you're talking about policies for producing your own. So Scotland's got all these great ex-players and managers. I mean, I'm sure they could turn around to the likes of Fergie, Dalglish and Souness and say, give us a plan. Tell us how to put an academy together, and we'll make sure it's a structure for all Scottish football. I think them guys would I don't think they'd have any qualms about doing that. I think they'd be quite happy to do that. So why don't they do that? I mean,
just as a consultant.
It's what the Germans and French did. They asked the pros, the play, how do we teach the kids to be the same? You know, we've sort of done something very similar with our academies now in the English football. Some are better than others, and I think that's more down to the wealth of the club, which is a little bit of a shame.
On that, with the academy front, though, again, same sort of attitude to what's going on in Scotland. If you're Newcastle, Villa, any of those teams, why aren't they just absolutely hammering through academy players left, right and centre? What's your job as Newcastle? Don't get relegated, have some fun. We know it as ourselves, and we're doing it at the top of the table-ish. There's nothing better than when an academy prospect comes through.
Yeah.
Now, that you can literally buy loyalty from your fans if you've got 5 or 6 academy players in your team. And do you know what? Maybe they're not world class, but maybe they're better than some of the donuts that you've got from Eastern Europe.
Exactly, yeah, and also as well they've been brought up with whatever the philosophy of the club is to play the style they play as well. And then, you know, I mean, it's kept Southampton afloat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Liverpool just buy whoever comes. Liverpool's feeder club for I'm gutted that they got Van Dijk. They just anyway, never mind. Yeah. Let's not talk about that. Not talk about that. I'm depressed enough as it is.
That's the. Do you want poking in the eye or volleying in the bollocks sort of question for this season, isn't it? How bad could it be? I mean, the worst case for me is Scousers win the league, City get the name on the European Cup, which they're still booing.
Oh God.
Or if we're going to stop them, we have to beat Barcelona, probably play the Mickeys in the semis, and then City in a final.
Yeah.
It's literally gone, worst draw imaginable? Yeah, worst draw imaginable.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Mission impossible. Would be phenomenal, I'd take that.
If you said to me, look, you can get to the Champions League final, but you've got to play City in it, I'd be like, oh shit. Okay, but oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. And they're looking at potentially quadruple for beating us.
Yeah.
Or you stop them and make it 4. Don't know if I'd be able to watch the game.
No, I think we should. I mean, there's a thing, Ollie, a bit of tactical naivety. I think the FA Cup game at Wolves, where we set up,
they did a job on us.
They did, and I think we played into their hands slightly with our formation, and a bit of a shame, really.
Well, we're obviously recording this on the Monday. I'm not sure if I'm putting this out Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday. I haven't decided. So the game might be being played tomorrow, tonight or yesterday. So we'll probably know at some point. But I hope he learns.
I hope he's learned.
Because if he does learn, we go, okay.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think he will have.
There's also the chance that Wolves, with a semi-final this weekend, go, we just...
Well, Burnley beat them, the weekend's 2-0. So.
I haven't seen anything of the game, so I can't comment on how they played or out.
There was no... that was classic Burnley in a hole, Sean Dyche. There was no way they were going to get beat. It was just... You have seen the highlights of the game. It was clear Burnley were just not going to get beat. They needed the points. And I think by hook or crook, they'd probably done anything to win. And I think the bottom 3 now as it is. Every
chance of that, I think. I think quite hilarious that Neil Warnock's blaming a referee and official on them going down. You're like, well, you get to 31 games in and you're in the relegation zone. That wasn't...
Well, he blamed United years ago for getting beat in the last game at home against West Ham because of the Tevez thing and because we filled it a weakened side. But you'd have 37 games before that, Neil.
It's called top-class deflection, that day.
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable. Also, this is a guy I remember years ago. I think he was manager of Sheffield United. He was trying to encourage his own players more of them to get sent off in a game, so the game would get abandoned.
I might have to throw a solid allegedly in there, but I believe allegedly Warnock used to be going on when he was on the bench. Right, whose match bonus am I getting then to throw him on, or half of match bonus?
Allegedly,
which I can believe though.
Right. What's happened to his eyebrows? Why has he got no eyebrows? He has no eyebrows. Have you seen a picture? He has no eyebrows.
He is about 92 years old.
I think he is. I think he's older than what he is. Yeah. I think there's some sort of hideous portrait in an attic somewhere. I feel sorry for Cardiff getting relegated, but I've never been much of a fan of Warnock.
He's just one of the... He's in that group, isn't there? There's like a group of managers which someone just puts their hand in and pulls one of the names out. So we're getting him then. They've all managed the same teams.
There was for a while. There was him. There was like him and Pardew and not Besson. Was it Besson?
It's just a load of them that are just going all around the same jobs.
Exactly.
They've all been at West Brom. They've all been at Palace. They've all been at Newcastle.
I think they've all done a stint at QPR.
Yeah, QPR will roll through managers like no one's business, don't they?
City, probably all been at City. So.
Well, back in the day, they'd have gone through City. City went through managers about every 7 months at one point.
They did as well, yeah. Well, do you reckon if City have restrictions put on them because of financial fair play, European, because there's talk of not being allowed into Europe and so on? Guardiola will go, won't he?
I reckon what they've done is abhorrent, and they need kicking out of the Champions League today.
Right.
They need the League Cup stripping off them.
Yeah.
They need kicking out of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Proper slap on the wrist in the league.
Yeah, so we take the place in the FA Cup. And, we get the side
Make sure they win the title of the Scousers.
Yeah, as long as they do that. Yeah.
So what's going on with your work at the moment then? You said you're shooting a pilot for a
Well, we did, we just shot a pilot for it's a fly on the wall look at a non-league football club who are not doing very well. And I wasn't aware of it. The club are called Witton Albion, who are a real team. and we recorded it down at their ground down in Northwich, and so I'm reading the script going, oh, these sounds shit, and then, hang on a minute, Witten Albion's a real team. Why would they want the name attached to this? They don't mind.
One extra fans, one extra fan.
Well, exactly, yeah. Yeah, so that's a bit of fun. I'm playing a coach who's got obviously no idea about coaching at all whatsoever. So, yeah, it was fun to do. We did it over 2 days. Don't know what's going to happen to it. We'll see what it's like with the edit, but hopefully, fingers crossed, somebody will pick it up. And
is it Dave Best that was in the Royal Family? Is that what his name is? Who played Dave?
Oh, Bassett.
No,
Bassett.
Best.
Best.
Yeah, no, the guy who played Dave, not the Scouse who played the main character.
Oh, right, that was Ricky Tomlinson.
Yes. No, there was a guy, I'm sure he was called Dave. It was Dave Best. Something along those lines. He did one for Sky probably a few years ago now. That was a bit naff. I think the other guy, I'm just going totally blank on names here.
Craig Cash.
No, the other guy from Men Behaving Badly. What's he called?
Neil Morrissey.
That's it. He was in it as well, I think.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, there's a few trying to do it. It's. I think what they've done with this one is, I mean, fingers crossed, they've done it properly, and they've not picked like professional level. They've picked non-league, and they've done it fly on the wall. And
is it a bit like Office, kind of?
A little bit, yeah. It's a little bit of that.
So you got like a bit where you talk to the camera.
Yeah, there's little bits. Yeah, you know, funny bits as well. You know, we've got to do the warm-ups in the car park because the groundsman won't let us flatten the grass.
It's real.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it goes down.
Exactly. So yeah, so we'll see. It was funny shooting it. Whether it comes out as being funny, I don't know. But
where's that going to be going?
We don't know yet. I don't know the guys behind it, but let's fingers crossed. You know, could do with the work.
Happy days.
Yeah, I need the work.
You mentioned before as well, like you had a podcast called Bunker Radio as well.
That's right. Yeah.
I enjoyed the shit out of.
Thank you very much.
About a year ago, 18 months ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, about 18 months ago. Yeah. But I've been planning on recording a second series of it, which hopefully I'll get done in the next few months. I mean, but I'm a great one at starting plans. I'm a great one at starting anything. Ask my wife how great I am at starting decorating jobs. Ask her how great I am at finishing decorating jobs. I'm good at getting a start.
That's all you need.
And then you sit down, don't you, and sort of move on to other things.
What was I going to say then? Where was that recorded? That when you did it in town?
We recorded it at, I can't remember the name of the pub now. Do you know where the posh Weatherspoons is? No, that's a weird saying. Right, near St Peter's Square. It was down in the basement pub. It's shut down now. It was called, I can't remember the bloody name of the pub. Right, so you got, is it the Waterhouse? The water mill, the Waterhouse, the Weatherspoons one. Big white building. It's attached to a couple, it was facing that anyway.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. And that was in front of an audience as well.
I was in front of a light art, yeah, so that's how I do it again. I need to find somewhere I can have a from an audience. It was good. I've learned a few lessons from the first season, and when we do the second one, it should be better, the second series, because I know to prep a little bit more and so on, but it was interesting. Also interesting experiment as well. I managed to turn the entire thing into a dictatorship as well.
But it's an interesting concept, isn't it? Like, what do you do with that? Everyone loves a good zombie or nuclear apocalypse sort of thingy.
Yeah, well, that was the idea. So it was 100 days afterwards, an apocalypse, and then we've got a bunker that's self-sustained. We can do things, and we have a couple of guests who are usually comics, but we didn't talk about comedy at all. We just basically, it was almost like, you heard it, it's like a kangaroo court. Why do you want to be in the bunker? And I think out of 12 guests we had on it, only 2 made it into the bunker.
Yeah, which is fine.
The other 10 was shot. Yeah. The end of it. So if we do it again, we'll have to get you on.
Yeah, I'd love to come on.
Yeah.
I've got some things that need to happen in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. I think that was the one thing I didn't use when it was zombies. I think I covered everything else but not zombies. So yeah. So we'll change that. But it's hard finding reasons why the world's gone to shit.
I don't think it is.
No,
I think you probably. I mean, all you got to say is, well, we elected Donald. We didn't. Don't blame me. Donald Trump got elected, and all that shit happened. And
Brexit's happening.
You know what happened next.
And if they win the title, oh my God, that's my world ended.
We've been scouting out the North Sentinel Island. So there's a population of about 39 on there, and it's one of the most remote places in the world. And I reckon there's probably a couple of boatloads of Mancunians going to be turning up there if everything goes to shit this summer.
Gonna have to hide for a year.
I don't think a year's going to do it.
Oh no, man.
I don't think a year. Honestly don't think a year is going to cut it. I think you're going to have to go for a lot longer if you're going.
I worry about, genuinely worry about Klopp. I mean, I'm not going to say anything derogatory about Liverpool. I've done this before in podcasts and so on. I've had death threats, but I have had emails. They track me down my email and all sorts of things. So I won't say anything bad. But genuinely worried about his health yesterday, Klopp. It was when their Spurs equalised.
Yeah, he was.
He looked. It's not me taking the piss. He really looked ill. I believe that.
Fucking El Sissoko. Fuck's sake!
Oh no, yeah. Fucking lummox. But I think if he won a title from Klopp, I think he'd leave. I don't think his heart. I think his heart wouldn't be the same.
Oh, he's an excitable fella, isn't he?
Oh God, yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah, but I genuinely thought somebody was going to have the look on his face when they equalised yesterday. I thought he was going to collapse.
Oh, fucking El Sissoko. And then to get the winner. I mean, a draw. I was like, yeah, I can live with a draw. Keeps us in the fight here.
Draw's great, yeah. And then Spurs, they've got the first game in the new stadium. Have you seen the clips of the stadium?
Looks the bollocks. Though.
It looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, it looks the bollocks.
It's unbelievable.
It does look the absolute bollocks. I'm a little jealous. I love that long single terrace going up. No, did you notice?
Yeah.
No boxes in the middle of it.
Yeah,
no
I know.
Fucking execs
I know.
in the middle of it. Just a big old long terrace.
Best thing I saw was the pints filling up from the bottom. Did you see
yeah,
that?
like Wembley as well.
Yeah, and it turns out that they're cheaper than Old Trafford
Really?
for beer. That's a London club.
That's trying to pay off a big fancy stadium. I do believe they got a cheese room though, so they can get in the bin for that.
A cheese room.
Cheese room.
I'm all right with that. It just does cheese.
Well, I imagine it's probably cheese and wine, isn't it?
But it's cheese, mainly cheese.
It's a cheese room, yeah.
I can't. Yeah, come on. I think most clubs should have a cheese room. I'm all right with that.
I went to watch the baseball in San Francisco, and
Yeah.
I figured it out. When you look at baseball as a Briton, and
Yeah.
you're just going, what the fuck are you doing? Honestly, and hundreds of thousands of you, and it's every night.
What?
They play every night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
They don't play like on a Saturday.
when the season starts. Yeah, it's like 162 games, I think it is.
Fucking mental every night.
Yeah, and then they'll do things as well if the game's been abandoned or been postponed or for weather reasons. They'll play two a night. Sometimes they'll play two games in a night. Yeah.
Insane.
It is insane. Pay level as well. I think football's now overtaken them. They used to get paid.
There was on dollar. I think,
Yeah,
big
one
money.
time. Players like Derek Jeter, I think, still holds the record for that.
Is it 100 and something million a season?
Something like that when he was on, yeah, which was unreal. But yeah, I mean, fitness. I'm not sure of the fitness levels of the pitchers because they're usually fucking. I'm the right build for a pitcher, but
I figured why it's a popular sport though, because at football, you might get a pint beforehand. You might occasionally go down at half time, although you're not going to get served if you do. So generally, don't bother. But you stay in your seat, don't you, for the game?
Yeah,
generally,
yeah.
as a general rule, you're in your seat for the game. We went and sat down, and then it's just the whole stadium is just in transit.
yeah, they potter around, go and get in a. But it's a day out. It's a day out, and you know what I do like about it above all American sports, actually, baseball is TV don't control it. So when an inning starts, that is it. There's no going to any ads. There's nothing. You know, you can't do anything until that innings is actually finished, which I do quite like. You know, they don't have a break in play in that.
There's so many food kiosks, hundreds of them. And I remember there was a vintage wine fucking bar thing in the corner.
Is that what it was called? A vintage fucking wine thingy bar?
That might have actually been what it's called.
Right. That's what
But
I'm
like,
call.
you know, I went and got a hot dog because that, like, you think like tradition, innit? Got to get a hot dog at a ball game, and then there's all these beer carts, getting garlic fries, popcorn, and then I saw that vintage wine. Like,
And
Jesus
run by
Christ.
hipsters.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, I was talking about it the other day actually because my hearing's going bad, and because of the beard now, I might look like an older hipster. I'm not, but my hearing aids are expensive, but my hearing is slowly deteriorating as I'm getting older. I was talking about bringing back the horns, you know. But if you did bring that back, you can imagine you being at every hipster
Round here
coffee
you
shop.
would.
People would be like, that's how people would be talking to each other, just putting their horn out.
There is an actual thing round here in Northern Quarter where you go, is he homeless or is it an hipster? And then he'll pull an iPad out and you go, hipster.
Well, it depends. It depends on the plumage of his smoke. How big from his vape. Depends if it's a big plume, then he's a hipster. If it's not, it's all right. I don't mind. It's a lot of friends years ago I know who started vintage clothes shops who couldn't sell anything now. They can't get enough. They can't get hold of enough tweed. if you were a tailor as well, because everybody's having the clothes altered as well to fit them, so that'd be a good profession if any youngsters.
Probably not too many going into it, I imagine, either.
Well, yeah, but something that, like I said, the apocalypse coming.
Right, give us your prediction then. Are we getting through Barcelona or what?
No.
Yeah, thought so.
But we will finish top 4.
I can live with that.
And City will win the title.
I can just about live with that. If we don't win the
So
Champions
it's a lesser
So
of two. It's a lesser of two evils, isn't
Barcelona to knock us out and then bitch slap everybody else and go and win it.
it? No, no, because I can see fucking Scousers winning the Champions League or getting to the final again. I know it's the worst season ever.
I do have a big acca on, which has got Ajax to win it. In it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think people have underestimated now. I mean, their performance at Real Madrid and that.
I think they're a bit diet version of what they could be.
I think they're going to be. I think give them a couple of years if they
Don't get rinsed, because obviously Frankie de Jong's already been nabbed by Barcelona.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, I think maybe people have underestimated them a little bit.
With Daily Blind at the centre of it.
Everybody wanted Porto in that draw. Everybody.
Do you think they're going to spring a surprise against the Scousers?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice. I just can't see it.
I can't see it. The only thing I can see that could derail Liverpool now is this title challenge. It might affect their Champions League.
Van Dijk going over on an ankle would probably go a long way for it, I think.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
If he couldn't see out the season for him, that would be nice.
Yeah. I have to sort of. I'm not giving them any credit at all, but they've got a bit of quite an average midfield as well, which is annoying.
Yep. Well, they like to think that they play this amazing, expansive football.
But they bypass the midfield.
Knock it into the channel.
I know.
That's all they need.
Yeah, but they've got a really average midfield, which is really fucking pissing me off.
Righty, I'm going to wrap it up there. Mick, thank you for joining me.
No worries, mate.
Make sure to check out BetBull. The links are in the description below, and we will see you in the next one, and hopefully we are through this tie with Barcelona. Either way, it's going to be a cracker. Laters.